Shut up. Yeah, is that good? Yeah.
Good morning, my fellow geeks and geekettes. Welcome to a very special episode of Cosplay Chris. I'm currently at Sydney Airport on the way to Canberra, and I'm going to visit the amazingly talented Andrew Lutomski, aka Thor of Oz, who has Team Accountable. We're going to be training, doing some heavy ass weights this weekend, and just to show you guys what Andy's all about and Team Accountable is all about, as well as his online coaching. So I'm very excited about this. I haven't been at an airport, let alone on a plane, in over a year. So this is going to be really interesting. I'm really excited. Keep in mind, I used to work here.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce Mr. Andrew Lutomski, aka Thor of Oz. Dude, thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks for coming down, mate.
Of course, man. So, just a bit of background. What do you do?
I'm a personal trainer and online coach. I've recently established Team Accountable, which is a great group of cosplayers, community of cosplayers who are into their health and fitness. And what we do is keep each other accountable to living our best and healthiest life.
So a few years ago, you were training me online.
Yep.
I was doing a legs push-pull routine, which is absolutely amazing. So you obviously have the Team Accountable app.
Yep.
Tell me a bit more about that.
Yeah, so the app's a mobile platform app. Our coaching team looks after all our accountables, I guess, through that app. Super handy. It's just on your mobile phone. Hooks up to your Apple iWatch as well, so you can track your runs, track your cardio, track your workouts from your watch. Or otherwise use it on your mobile app. It's a super handy tool.
Yep.
As I said before, the whole thing about being accountable is making sure that you do actually track your stuff. That includes nutrition, what you're eating, how you're training, how much movement you're doing per day. So again, with the Team Accountable app, it's a really useful tool to make sure that you are tracking and remaining accountable.
That's perfect, man. Like, even though we're going to be training one-on-one in the flesh, you're
Yep.
still training people on the other side of the world, cosplay friends
Absolutely.
on the other side of the world, so it's just as good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, our network extends all over the world, really. We've got guys over in the UK, over in the US, in Europe, so Australia, obviously.
We're going to be doing some upper body training today. Now, this is great because I have a pre-existing shoulder injury that's been niggling me since my early 20s. Went too hard when I was about 20, 21 with the shoulder press, trying to show off, and as a result, it's just been niggling ever since. Most times it's good, but at the moment, it's playing up. So I think this is going to be great to see how you work around it, how we're able to work around it, what exercises I can use. Because ultimately, you don't have to necessarily stop training altogether, I guess, as long as you train smart.
Yeah, absolutely. And focusing on what you can do rather than what you can't do is key to managing injuries. So yeah, be more than happy to have a look at the shoulder today, Chris. And for all the guys online as well, anyone who's joined the Team Accountable online community, you have a coach there to guide you through these sorts of things online as well. So the sort of services we provide are form and technique review. So if you film a particular exercise, we can have a look at that online and give you some feedback and some tips on how to maybe adjust your form and technique to help with whatever it is, the shoulder injury or any sort of doubt you have on any sort of exercise you're doing. So, mate, again, it's even better to have you here in the flesh because we can get a more hands-on experience and look at this shoulder. So
Yeah,
I'm
man.
keen, man. Let's get into it.
Absolutely, let's do it. Right, so we're going to assess my shoulder injury. Now, it happens when it's a push movement.
Right.
So bench press, shoulder press. Funny enough, lateral raises are fine.
Yep.
It's usually on the negative when it starts to twinge, and usually after about the 6th or 8th rep.
That's all good info. So the fact that you said when you rotate or externally rotate this way is really good info. That gives me a bit of confidence that it's got something to do with maybe the activation of your back muscles there. So when we externally rotate this way, you're activating more back muscles,
Right.
which means you're opening up that shoulder and probably providing that relief. So it could be that we're a little bit inactive around the back here.
Okay.
It also could be that you're a little bit tight through the chest as well. So what we can do is run through a few drills, areas in which might provide more relief.
Yep.
and go from there. All right guys, so what we've found with Chris when he's doing his push-ups, he's feeling a little bit of pain through his shoulders. What that normally comes from is a close-up of the shoulder joint. So Chris will show you here with his hands on his sides. See how his shoulders are quite forward when he starts. What we've had Chris do is just retract his shoulder blades here, bringing those shoulders back, and as he comes to push up, it's actually opening up that shoulder joint. That was a good little test, little quick test that we did on Chris. And now he's doing his push-ups without any pain, really. All right guys, so we had a bit of an assessment through Chris's bench press, and we found out that it's probably not the exercise for him. He can bench a lot of weight, which is great. He's got a lot of strength there. But the mechanics in which he was bench pressing weren't ideal. And because Chris trains alone and he doesn't have a spotter there with him all the time, we figured out that using a lighter weight with some dumbbells and using really good technique with some retraction techniques is going to be much healthier for his shoulder. So what we've done already is swapped out an exercise from the bench press to a similar exercise, which is your dumbbell flat bench, and Chris is going to bang out a set here, so let's do it. Ready. Yep. So coming back, and just like we talked about, Chris is retracting his shoulder blades and pushing up, coming through, protracting as he comes up. So squeezing the target muscle, his chest, as he comes up. On the way back down, he's retracting his shoulder blades, and that feels much more comfortable on the shoulder.
No pain.
Awesome. How good's that? Awesome.
Oh, so good. So much better.
Awesome.
All right, so we've upped the weight from 15 kilos to 20 kilos each, so theoretically there should be no pain.
No issues.
No issues.
And you also notice Chris has got his legs up as well, so his lower back is actually in a neutral position, what we call neutral position, which means his back isn't flexing or extending, which is really healthy for the back. And as you can see again, with perfect form, Chris is retracting as he's coming down, protracting as he's coming up, getting that squeeze and that feel through his chest. Alright guys, so now we've found a bit of a fix for Chris with his pushing movements. We've gone away from the bench press, we've gone to a dumbbell push. We definitely want to even out our pushing movements with our pulling movements. So here we've got Chris doing a lying incline bench row. He's got a couple of dumbbells, and we can just think of the reverse push-up really, or the reverse pressing. So as we come up, we're gonna retract at the shoulder blades again. Yep. Squeeze at the top, and come back down. That's it. So you're protracting as you come down, retracting as you come up. You can feel a nice big squeeze there in between his shoulder blades. How's that feel?
Really good.
Yep.
Yep.
And good on the shoulder too?
Perfect, man, no pain.
Awesome. Perfect. And there we go. So we've balanced it out, pushing and pulling movements. So with our horizontal pushes and pulls, we now want to do a vertical push and pull.
Yep.
Here's our vertical pull. What we've got here are rings to do our pull-ups on.
Yep.
Now I like the rings because unlike the bar, you're not in a fixed position.
Right.
Having your hands free to move around means your shoulders are free as well, which is really important for your shoulder to get it in that right position. So
let's see a demo.
with our setup, we're just gonna hang completely relaxed.
Yep.
We're gonna tuck our elbows towards our front, and then we're gonna depress our shoulder blades and retract at the same time. So as we pull up, the shoulders should be backing down.
Yep.
And then slowly returning.
So ideally like that, and then by the end we're going to be like that.
That's it. So
cool.
Palms facing each other. That's it. Beautiful. Squeezing that back. That's it. Nice work. How's that on the shoulder?
Yeah, man. No pain. It's felt good. What Andy's taught me has been incredible. It's been absolutely changing with how I look at training. Like I said to you before, I felt stuff I haven't felt either ever or in a long time. So obviously my technique was lacking a bit. So again, case in point, that feels natural, good, and it feels different. Like it feels like my back's getting a different workout.
Yep.
Which is what I want. Alrighty, man. We're at the end of our workout. What is our final exercise for upper today?
Yep. So here we've got the kettlebell bottoms up. Now this one's great for, again, your shoulder stability. So it complements everything we just did. Yep. It's a vertical pushing movement, so ties in with everything else. Think of a dumbbell push movement, but with your kettlebell bottom side up. So as the name suggests, bottoms up. All we do is just press that straight up. There's a lot of stability involved, hence why it's so good for your shoulder.
Definitely going to get the death wobbles with these.
You shouldn't really feel it in the shoulder at all. It should be all that
It's in the back.
scapular muscles, working to stabilize that shoulder as you press overhead.
Oh, yep.
There it is, the burn.
Oh man, that was good. All right, so we're gonna break. We're gonna have some good tucker, and then tomorrow we got lower body.
Let's do it.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
And with that, it was time to head off to Woolies in the Thormobile. So the amazing thing about this weekend, not only did I get to train with Andy, but I got to eat with Andy and eat what he was eating. And he even let me have some chocolate. We're keeping it clean and we're keeping it lean. Lots of lean proteins, good carbs, as well as lots and lots of green veggies. So I felt amazing after this weekend, geeks and geekettes. Not to mention we even got to have dessert, which was incredible. Thor's coconut crumble with berries. It was just brilliant. So breakfast consisted of a mincemeat with spinach and mixed nuts, which just got me fueled up for the day. We were also having salmon, and I have not had salmon in so long. So like I said, I felt very rejuvenated inside and out after eating all of Andy's meals along with him. So we sat down to some lovely chicken and rice and just thoroughly enjoyed each other's company. Anyway, after fueling up, it was time for a good night's sleep, and then we're gonna hit lower body.
All right, guys. This morning we are doing lower body. So Andy, we're gonna be starting off with squats, man. So just talk everyone through how you warm me up for this exercise.
Yep, so just before we jump into the barbell back squat, what we did was we warmed up Chris. We activated his core muscles, also his glutes as well. So the two main important muscle groups that we use in the barbell back squat, glutes and core, it really forms the basis of strength in this movement. So we want to make sure those muscles are working most effectively when we do this movement. So it's imperative to have a good warm up and activation of those two areas.
So we started off with 60, we did 70 kilos, 80 kilos, 90, 100. So I've just backed it off to 90 kilos to demonstrate with you guys how Andy's taught me the new technique, or just something that's a lot more comfortable and is not going to do harm to your back, and also just keep the rigidity in your midsection. So I'm going to give 90 kilos a crack. We're going to do 6 clean reps.
Let's do it.
Cool. All right, let's do it, man.
That's it. So Chris is going to keep his core nice and tight. He's going to keep his rib cage down in that motion to get a nice neutral spine through here, through his lower back, keeping that pressure off and right where it needs to be on his glutes and through his quads as well. And that depth, nice all the way down, keeping it tight, driving through, perfect. Beautiful. Got one more. All the way up. Good. Nice one. How'd that feel?
Perfect, man.
Yeah, great.
No lower back pain.
Yep.
Kept everything rigid, nice and tight, quads, glutes. All right, guys, so our final exercise for lower body today is actually deadlifts. So we've only done squats and we're gonna do deadlifts. So usually you'd expect some leg extensions, leg curls, lunges, all that stuff. Andy, explain why we only need deadlifts and squats for legs.
Yeah, so the thing about the squats and the deadlifts, they're two commonly used patterns in any sort of day-to-day life. So until you've really mastered those patterns with the squatting movement and the hip hinging movement with the deadlifts, I don't think it's a good idea to allocate any time to anything else.
Right.
Concentrating on mastering these movements is going to give the best bang for buck. So like I said before, it's functional movements you'll apply to everyday life. So why not focus there on the basics?
We're taking techniques that you taught me for the squat and also applying them to the deadlifts, especially just keeping that midsection rigid, hips, just being mindful of also the way I hang over the bar, because in past instances where I've done deadlifts, I've got a very straight chest
And having the chest up
yes,
creates a bit of an extension through your lower back.
absolutely.
So when you're loading up with a lot of weight on your back, or even from holding, you can imagine how much stress and strain is going through that extended back. So that's why we try and keep it nice and straight, nice and neutral.
Absolutely, yeah. All right, man, I'm gonna go for 6 reps, is 100 kilos.
Yeah, let's crack it.
Sweet.
Nice work, Chriso. And you can see there, Chris is really pushing his hips forward, which allows for maximal engagement through his target areas, which are his glutes and his hamstrings. So you smashed it, mate.
Thanks, man.
Not even huffing and puffing.
No, look, dude, I'm feeling it now. It's good, man. It feels a lot more natural, like the exercises we did yesterday.
Yep.
Didn't feel like there was any strain or...
And the lower back.
Yes.
Awesome.
Exactly, man.
Yep.
So we're gonna finish up with some abs.
Absolutely, 100% want to focus on keeping those core muscles nice and tight, so we'll finish up there.
Perfect, man, let's do it.
Alright guys, our last exercise for today is going to be the reverse crunch. Now, like I said before, really important to have a nice strong core, particularly for movements like the deadlift and the squat. So what we've got Chris doing here is lying flat on his back. He's going to come into a reverse crunch as you push through your hands and come up with your legs there. Good, engaging the core, awesome. He's got a nice big hold at the top here, slowly controlling it on the way back down.
I can
That's
feel it
it.
already.
Feeling it, yeah. And we're only stopping about there.
About there?
Yep. So keeping it all on that core. This exercise actually mimics what we do with the deadlift and the squat, in that your hips are doing the work, they're hinging.
Dude, it's so, yeah, feeling it.
Feeling it good. We might be here all day.
Oh man, that's burning. That's good.
Ow! Shut up. Yeah, is that good? Yeah.
Alrighty guys, we are done and dusted. We've done upper body, lower body. Andy, thank you so much, man, for coaching me and guiding me through and working around my shoulder impingement and also the issues I had with squats, deadlifts. You've definitely given me a lot more confidence. Overall, how do you think I went?
Amazing, Matt. You mastered those movements, especially with the shoulders and the protraction, the retraction. So really healthy shoulders for those movements. Your squats and your deads, perfect as well. Your hinging patterns and your squat patterns are really well controlled. Your core control and your core strength is great as well. So I think if you follow that basic but very effective program, there's no stopping you, mate.
Perfect, man. Couldn't have done it without you. So obviously we've got the Team Accountable app.
Yep.
If you guys are on the other side of the world, you need a helping hand, need some coaching, some fitness advice, training advice, nutrition advice, all in the app, man.
Absolutely, yeah. Best place to get us is on Instagram. Shoot us a DM. Our coaching team will get back to you, set you up with access to the app. Basically the full support of the whole Team Accountable community as well.
Now we're gonna go have some chicken and rice, but before that,
Yeah, look, I think you're worthy enough to give that a crack, so
Yeah.
Well done, mate. I really enjoyed training with you. This is for you.
oh, thanks, man. Thank you. Now, before heading home, Andy was kind enough to hook me up with my current stack at the moment for training. So I've got my Future Whey and my creatine monohydrate to have before training and my whey protein isolate to have after training. Keeping it simple, keeping it old school, that's the way to do it. So a week later, Andy and I had a nice little catch up on Skype just in terms of how my training was going now that I was back home in Sydney. And I can definitely say, Geeks and Geekettes, he's rejuvenated my enthusiasm for training as well as my niggling shoulder injury. I've definitely overcome that. I definitely have a lot more confidence in the gym now, and I can't thank Andy enough for that.